Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. In the last episode, we managed to finally connect this bridge over here. Now the east and the west is connected. There's still a little slither left that we need to finish the rail on, but it's looking pretty good, I might add. Yeah, we're building some infrastructure along the way to make sure that we can plow these roads and the likes. Let's have a look at what else is going on. We've got construction underway on our major statues over here. We still need to bring in some power and other things, but our infrastructure here is going along pretty nicely. We are building some new buildings over here. What's going on with this? A reasonable amount there, but I'm a little worried that this isn't quite full enough. Let's have a look what's happening over with this one. Yeah, I think we should actually fill both of them up a little bit more. And yeah, and we're running out over here as well. And we need some more trucks over here, I think. So let's quickly The thing with this game is you need to, every now and again, just have a look at all of your things, just to make sure that they're still moving along. I also wonder, these guys load pretty slowly, do they? Oh, and I wanted to go in here and say, just up these levels, guys. Up these levels. We need them to be much fuller to give us a proper buffer for the winter. And because this is such a slow piece, right? What is the power usage for this? This is almost no power. And this one? 1.3, because it's got a double loader. So 1.3 times 3 gives us, yeah, approximately, right? So that's probably where this comes from. It's just been kind of scaled up appropriately. Now, one of the things I think we should do is probably start looking at moving some of these guys over to the other side. So I'm going to pause it for a second while I quickly grab my other line. So let's get that pinned. And then this line over here, we'll view the line and we don't even have a name for it. So this will be the, let's just call it the SimCity coal exports. So what I want to do is I just want to move that train over to this side. Save it and save it there. Perfect. So yeah, you're on the SimCity coal exports line and that's fine. Have a look at this line. Oh, we've got 2 trains on it. I couldn't even remember. So this guy, I would like you to please move over to SimCity. Okay, and that should be fine. You've got nothing on you, so you can just go straight to the loading facility and get that loaded. Let's leave it there. So we still have one train on the other one, but I'm a little worried that we're not maintaining proper amounts of coal here for our critical services. But hopefully that should now be looking a little bit better. How does these things look? They are pretty comfortable. We are exporting them, but we don't need to worry too much about that. I was kind of thinking we should maybe make a start on finishing off this one. Once we have more workers here, we could probably run more coal. So let's assign Kioski to come back in and finish off this work here. We've got a lot of stuff that's underway, little bits and pieces. I finished off this in the last episode. I want to have a bit of a look at what we can do here. And maybe we should make a start on this bridge. How long will it take to build this bridge? Not that long, I think. If we can isolate some of our helicopter construction officers to work on that bridge, it might be a little quicker than we expect. These sections, who's working on this? Is this SimCity? No, it's the helicopters. So I'm kind of tempted to cancel the... Oh, it's actually only looking for workers. Ah, okay, well then let's get Zacto helicopters in there again. Now let's just bring it back. I think we should have reasonable amounts of workers, right? They struggle to bring in workers, really. Oh, don't pause it. Actually speed things along a little bit. Double speed. I also want to have a look at, yeah, this is going too slowly. It's probably there's unassigned stuff. See, these guys go straight away. So what I want to do is I want to say you're not to be auto-assigned. I don't want you to be auto-assigned because if you auto-assign, it's actually very close only. Maybe auto-assigning, yeah, no. Yeah, let's not do that. And what on earth is this? Oh, okay. That's fine. You have to be assigned to that. You have to be assigned to that. These sections of roads is whereabouts. That's just the number of workers, so that's okay. We'll leave that one in there. Unfinished heating pipes. I don't think you should be working on this. I think other guys can be working on that. So let's clear out all these heating pipes. Heat exchangers, these things nearby. Those are a little further away. Well, let's clear that out. That's less useful to us at this stage. Yeah, let's do that. Let's clear all of this stuff out. Yeah. This is miles away. So let's do that. Let's leave that in place. We'll not put the auto sign on. And so these guys should then hopefully do their thing to finish off these few things that is actually assigned to it. I'm assuming we have everything we need over here, right? You've got absolutely everything you're after. Should be more than fine. Yeah, you should have absolutely everything you need. Yeah, so that should be okay. So hopefully that means we can get those things assigned. So things like that bridge on the other side is something that I wouldn't mind getting assigned. I wanted to come and have a look at how many workers we have over here. Yes, actually good number of workers now. Zactograd can do this. That's a pretty happy building. This building, I have no idea what the issue is with this building. Are we honestly going on about a pub or tavern? It seems like that's the case, or a place of spirituality. So we have a tavern, a pub over somewhere, right? That's heating. There's a pub over here. Let me get a little bit of pub service available. Not that I know if you'll be able to reach it. You should be. No, of course you can't. So what I might do, you may have to run. Let's have a look. Can we run? Well, you can walk on the road, right? So let's do that. Get that little slither assigned. So that means you can get on there. I definitely want to do a bit of this. That's awesome. Electricity problem. That's not great. I'd have to have a look at that. Similarly, we may have to run down here. Actually, I'm just going to run it through there. And then I'm going to do this. And do that. And that should give us a few extra walking options in this area. Okay, so what we do need to do is just make sure that our crews are ready to go. I'll get some of the other guys to come and assign these things and see about making them work. Okay, that was built pretty quickly. There's only about 35 people, so that's fine. Let's just get that moving along a little quicker. This is all good. Are we filling these up a little bit more now? Winter is not too far away, so at least, yeah, I can see some more trucks doing their business here. Yeah, we may need a little bit more action there. How's this looking? This is empty? Yeah, I don't like it. I do not like it. You're moving to the other line as well. You're moving to the other line. Forget about that line. You're moving to the Suvasi line. Absolutely, you're moving to the Suvasi line, and you can even do your delivery there. You can turn around over there. So let's just make sure you do your delivery over there. That's fine. Let's get that out of the way so we no longer export from over here, and we're only distributing from this area. But it's really a little bit of a concern. Wow, we're out. We're completely out. That's such a scary sight. Such a scary sight, to be honest. This is under construction over here, getting some steel delivered. And I believe, look at this. Yeah, we're importing a lot of stuff. Let's have a quick look at what that looks like. Our imports are high. Crops. Look at that. Enormous amounts of crops being imported. Steel as well, but I'm going to continue importing steel. But the crops piece is probably less important. Here you come. How much do we have here? I'm comfortable with that for now. What I'll do is I'll park you over here, fully loaded, so we have the emergency supply ready to go if we need it. Now this thing, what? Something was destroyed. Savasi, small aggregate storage. You gotta be kidding me. I don't have any firefighting stuff here. So this was aggregate. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay, anyway, just to rebuild it. And maybe get something along the lines of firefighting ready to go here. Yeah, we don't have any fire cover. Where is our last fire coverage? So if we have a look at this fire station here, which is a tiny one, FYI, it does cover everything apart from this guy. So that's something to bear in mind. Now, the other thing is, where is our closest helicopter, guys? Over here. So how far do they reach? They don't reach here either. Oh, and we're going to start our construction in this area. So I think that means we are due some form of firefighting somewhere over here. I don't see any water that would be very useful for firefighting apart from all the way over here. So that is a little bit of a challenge that we're facing. We've got 22,000 people now. We've got water over here, but really we need... So the question is, can we... We've got these guys over here. We could probably do a little... Yeah, I think somewhere over here is probably a good idea. So let's see. Shall we create a bit of an artificial lake? Let's have a quick look. This is pretty high up, right? Let's just have a look. What is our level here? 70. 100. Oh, this is even higher. So something like this is about as low as we're going to get. Okay, so what I'm thinking, these guys are pretty close by. Can we actually dig a massive hole? Oh, come on. You can't get any closer? I want to dig a bit of a hole here for some... Oh, actually, water is over here. So, if water is over there, can we build our firefighting facilities in this area? I think so. So let's make a start on that. That might be a pretty important one for us to deal with. So let's get ourselves a firefighter. Haven't paused it yet, right? Okay, firefighting. Which building will we use? Nah, that's pretty lame. That one's pretty good. 5 vehicles. Yeah, I like that. That looks pretty good. And I'll do it off of this road here. Bit of room there. Perfect. So we'll push it back just a tad, like so. And at the same time, we will give it the ×3 heliport. Ah. We'll get a heliport there. We don't need any more than that, I would expect. And I do believe we will be able to get a little road out of there. Yeah, we'll be fine. I'm kind of thinking about doing some other bits and pieces. So let's get a bit of a gravel road connected on this side. We'll get it assigned. And at the same time, what I'm kind of thinking is we just do a road. Well, actually, let's do a gravel road all the way around. So if we do that... Okay, but that's going to be a bit of a... If we do something like this, right? It's going to look... I think it's going to look reasonable. We'll do that. Make a pretty significant turn there. It's just kind of doing a little bit of a boundary around it, to be honest. Let's just tie it in and get it done with. Like so, and we'll assign that as well. So all of that's done. Now, we do need some people to come and build this for us. So let's get Kioski. Yeah, and that's the problem, right? It's going to be tediously slow to get that sorted. But anyway, this is our next line of defense. And that will cover the city as well. So that's a good spot. And I believe it'll cover all the way up to here also. And I think it'll cover all the way over here. That's kind of the idea. Is this not assigned? Why not? Oh, are we... Let's just get our construction crews to come and do that. Right? It's as simple as that. Where do you get your gravel from? From the customs house. So you should be fine. You should be fine. Our trains will obviously stop working, but I don't think we're using gravel at the moment. That's good. Let's stop it there and have a look. So now it's in the winter. We've stopped production. It's again the second one, right? So it's continuously telling me it's stopped production. So let's switch that off because we're not actually producing anything there. This guy should always be ready to go. It has availability here and stuff is being unloaded, but we're not quite getting to that 90% mark that I've been asking for. But as long as we kind of hold it, I'm just a little cautious about it because I'm actually surprised we had those numbers so low for so long. So what do we have over here? We actually are filling this up now, but I think the loading is pretty slow. When is the next vehicle coming in? Yeah, here comes the next one. I just want to see how long it takes to actually load this thing. Yeah, see, this is pretty slow, right? So I'm thinking maybe we can improve that situation by building something else, right? One of these things. Truck aggregate loading. Let's just do that. Where? There's no real access over here. There's a power line there. There's power lines here, and we can't really make this work. I'm kind of thinking, will something like this work? Ooh, it might. Oh, there we go. There we go. So let's get Kioski onto this, right? And we'll get moderate air to start working on this as also. Yeah, not really the place where you're going to have a helicopter come in due to all of these power lines. But anyway, we'll leave it there. At least we are now seeing a little bit more action here. This is under construction nicely. Yeah, well, I don't think we can use a crane for that. This is looking good. And that is cleaning out pretty well. Oh, look at that. But this is awesome. I love this, all of these trains kind of hanging out over here. So how much power is this actually using? Now, it's not using that much, right? It's not using all of its power, but there's not a lot there for it to go on. So we've got multiple trains there just kind of waiting to see some additional action here. And it's not actually here. The issue is not in here. The issue is on this side. So we're not seeing significant workers. Sewage tank is overfilled, no drinking water. So we are struggling a little bit with the conditions out here. We will need to improve that situation a fair bit. We should see a train of workers arriving anytime now. Yeah, that's good. So yeah, we can maybe start looking at building some more of this, to be honest. Now that we're starting to see a little bit more workers ready to go. Yeah, if we can build that, there's enough coal here ready to go. And we should be able to fill these things at least at a... I'm just hoping it's enough. It's kind of holding steady. Why is this not notifying me? It should be definitely notifying me when it's empty. Similarly over here, yeah, it's holding, but it's not quite holding enough, is it? So that is a bit of a challenge for us to deal with. And I don't know whether we have a quick fix for sorting that out, unless we look at bringing in some coal from over here instead. But it's going to have the similar issues, right? We don't have a proper loading facility for it. We can look at getting something, but yeah, I'd rather not. I don't want to overburden this area too much. These guys are doing very little. Excellent. So that means we can assign them to something a little bit more significant. Oh, I never sorted out this before. I'm gonna. Okay, so first things first, sort out these guys to do something. Yeah, I thought so. They're not doing anything. So let's get them to just quickly go and finish off. Well, we can definitely do this electrification. Okay, well, you can do these two for us. That's something you can do. And yeah, then we're short over here. But then start doing the electrification over there. So there's at least some stuff for you to be doing. Now, the next thing is to get the Zactograd helicopter to do some stuff. This electrification is coming along nicely. And I'm thinking the bridge. The bridge is where I want to kind of pay my attention, because I think this bridge will be built pretty quickly. So Zacto helicopters, come here and start work on that bridge for me. That's going to be good. If we can get that bridge done, we can get to the other side and continue terraforming if we need to. But I don't want to terraform too much. I kind of want to do slightly like a terrace town or something like that over here. But yeah, this is obviously struggling. How much power is it using now? Ooh, now it's using a fair bit, actually. A fair bit. Okay, this is holding nicely now, so I'm fairly comfortable with that. It's even to a point where we might drop down the number of workers that's working over here and try and funnel them to go to the other side instead. Or we just up that number a little bit. But not that we're struggling too much on the coal ore front. We're really struggling with this, so we probably need to start looking at our next setup here. So that's one of the options. Yeah, so these trains are ready to export as quickly as possible, but of course that is slightly limited. This is all still looking comfortable. Am I notifying? Yes, I'm notifying there, and I'm definitely notifying here. And this is not as important, but I may as well get a notification going for that one also. How many workers over there? 2. Have we built these things? Oh, yeah, they're built. Oh, excellent. There's actually a reasonable number of workers there. This is okay. How's this going? Ooh, 58. Now everybody's quite happy, because I'm assuming they're getting their alcohol on. Right. So is that what's causing the happiness boost? Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. So if life's bad, you start drinking. Yeah, it sounds about right. This is still holding. Good. Okay, that's okay. Now let's have a look at the next piece of the puzzle over here. We go underground. What we don't have is power, and we also need to do some other substations. But we've got. Oh, this is future. This is future. I just remembered future. So these other ones are underway. Are we actually getting the Zacto crews to be building that? So they should be doing their thing, right? They really should be ready to go. That shouldn't be constructed. Yeah, so make sure you're working on all of these things for us. Okay, there's a building fire. I'm now there's a pump jack somewhere. Should be okay. I think we have firefighting not here. Yeah, we don't have firefighting here. Oh man, we're gonna lose it. And I'm not too worried about it. Where am I now? Let's just get back to where we want to go. Okay, get back here. Now, I think I still have this guy running around not doing anything, right? Because it's empty, right? It's cleared out all those things. So this vehicle can come back and make do of its time over there. Excellent. So we're not needing to run that anymore. This is fully constructing all the time. So that's looking pretty good. These are built. Can we build another? Let's just have a quick look. That's looking okay. From a heating perspective, yeah, definitely. We can do something else. kind of tempted to build, maybe in this spot right here. What does this look like in terms of heating and power? Power is overloaded. This is, yeah, okay, so that's not necessarily going to help us. Heating here has a bit of capacity. Power here is done. Water is fine. Power here is available. How about heating? Where's my closest heating? Yeah, here we've got some power left. But I don't know where my closest heating is over here. Yep, that's the one. I knew about that. I don't use them, so it's not the end of the world for us. Should be something here for heating. If we go underground, we should see it. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, there's a bit of room here. I might be able to squeeze another building in this location. It will have access to some of the basics, and extra workers here won't be a bad thing, right? Yeah, okay, let's build one more big building in this location. I think that's pretty good. Let's make a start on that. Or at least have something, not something like that. That's just crazy. But a reasonably sized, larger building. These are fairly small, to be honest. There's something a little bit bigger, like these guys. 225, 280. Only 75% though. 250. Yeah, but that's too flat. I like something with a little bit more height. But these guys are too big. I don't want to do another one of these. What about these guys? Yeah, we could do maybe. We could do two of them maybe. Well, if that's the case, we may as well do two of these guys as well. Yeah, let's do two of them. If we grab this guy, two brick houses like this. Actually, it looks pretty good next to the river over here. It will have heating access and the like. So, actually, let's do... do them side by side over there. I kind of like it next to next to the bridge section there. So let's give them a bit of room. Well, we may in the end run a bit of a path down to the water there. So let's see about. Getting a bit of a connection through there and in there. That should give us access to, and we've got a shop over here, so that's going to be okay. Similarly, we will need to probably do this, do that, and do that. And so let's make a start on all of these things. Get the Zactor crews onto that so they can start building those little paths there, and then we can start building those buildings. That's good. Going to be pretty useful. Is to keep that population growing. Oh, yes, I wanted to do the power over here. So let's have a look. So this time around, I want to do power with a little bit more flexibility. So I'm going to use these guys. So we can actually run, continue to run power through. But even though, I mean, it's not the greatest idea to do that because if we're running medium voltage and then when we split it, yeah, we can probably not split it multiple times. We might just be able to run it in and then split it into 3 and then similarly do something over here. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. If we go underground, where is our... So we already run some cables and we've got the room for another one to come in this direction. So I'm kind of tempted to... maybe do if we do well we can do it pretty close there, so let's just do that. So if we do that one on that side, Okay, so then we should be able to get 1, 2, 3. Actually, it's pretty, they all need to come into this direction actually. And so the other side we might be able to run right over here. So let's plan that one over there. Good. So let's get ourselves some power cables. So if we run, haha, I like it. And can we run it underneath it? Ooh, yeah, we can. And all the way to here? No, to there it can. And then it doesn't want to do anything because it's under a road. Okay, so now from there, what we'll need to do is we will need to. Well, it won't go through there. So do that and then that. So that should be good. Let's get that assigned. We'll also do a very similar thing over here. Can I? Come on. Ooh. There we go. No. Get it properly connected. There we go. Nice. Run it around there. And then through that way. Again with the issues underground. There we go. Get that assigned. So that's pretty good. So now we'll get that up and running as well. And then we just need to run a few substations out from here. So one of them needs to be directly over in this location. Do we have any? We do. We'll have the first one right there. Get that assigned to go straight in there. Perfect. Get that onboarded. We'll need another one probably somewhere over here. Yeah, we might be a little bit shy with these things. We might need a little bit more action going on. So I'm going to do one there. And then we need to run some cabling down. Okay, so we'll do a bit of that. That's going to be okay. And then we'll probably need maybe one more over here. And we'll extend this one to that side. Yeah, we'll have to do something like that. I think that might be a little bit okay. And then from here, we'll do this side, and this side. But yeah, we're probably going to need extras. That's very limited. And we're splitting at the same time. So yeah, I'm being a little bit, this isn't properly, I think we're going to struggle to get that to work. Let's get that one in place and we'll bring the final piece of cable down here. Yeah, that's not going to work. Let's just get it straight to come in here and do that. Now let's pop back up and that's going to be our first starting point. Let's just make sure we've got this guy connected. And I want to assign Zacto to it. If we go underground, just see that we've got all of our cables assigned. Oh, that one still needs a little bit more love. There we go, and there we go. That's good. Just get all of that assigned. So we need another little road section here. Really? There we go. That'll work. And get, no, not moderate. Get Zacto onto that as well. Okay, perfect. Good stuff. Get started on this so we get some power going on. We can also at the same time then have a bit of a look at our other utilities. So if we do some sewage tanks, so let's drop that down. So we've got our locations for sewage tank entry is over here. So what I want to do is try and make sure we cover off anything we build over here and on these two sides. Okay, so let's do a sewage tank right there. I don't really mind too much about catching them on the other side there. But yeah, we'll actually have to see about how we run this. We might run it up there instead. Or alternatively, we'll need to place it here. Let's just find a spot that works. So if we do that, that should work. And then we'll see about running some sewage lines over there. So I'm tempted to do a bit of this. There's some infrastructure in the way. That's okay. That will seemingly work. And that will work too. Perfect. So that should be fine in terms of some sewage tanks in this location, and that'll run it in that direction. So let's get those assigned. That should be pretty good. I'm going to start building on this side anyway, so I might do our water infrastructure over here first. So the next piece of the puzzle is to do some water substations at kind of the same locations. Or similar at least. So we'll do one there, one here. Okay, let's do something like that, and then we'll do maybe one. So that means we're tying off one over there. This one's coming off over this side. And then this one needs to tie off on this side, really. How far does that stretch? That'll stretch a fair bit. But yeah, probably going to need to have it in this location over here. So let's do that. Tie it in over there. Now let's get some water pipes in place. So go underground and say, buddy, you're actually just going to do this. Okay, so we can still extend that out. So let's get that assigned. You're going to go ahead and do that. Do that one there. And then you actually going to run parallel there for a while. And then you're going to... Come on, you got to be kidding me. There we go. That's fine. Just do that then. Good stuff. So getting all of that assigned for construction is good. So now we'll have water and power and heating in this very location here. So if we go... we need to tie a few things in to get construction moving here. That's okay. All of that is kind of working along quite nicely now. Let's pop back out and just make sure everything is connected so that we can make a start on the construction pieces. So that means a little access point there. It means I'd rather do it on this side. Let's just do that. So we've got some accesses there. Probably have done it to the other side, to be honest. This guy is connected. This guy is not. Let's get it connected over there. So these will now be able to get underway. Excellent. That's good. Heating problem. I'm worried when I see that. We're gonna pause the game and quickly have a look. If we go underground, let's just make sure we're getting all of this stuff assigned. Excellent. So that's I think that's our last utilities coming in. Power and heating in the first section there to get that done. Did we finish? Oh, pause the game because we've got a heating problem that we need to have a look at. Did we finish this little road? We have. Okay, so let's assign the next pieces of the puzzle here. Yeah, to be honest, and this might... I like that. No? Yes? Oh, it's really too steep, is it? Wow, it's bright. I can barely see anything. Oh. That'll work. Let's run that like so. No, not like that. Clear that one out. Now let's run this through here. Beautiful. So we'll just tie that in. This should be able to do that. Beautiful. And then I want to make sure we bring this in there. Beautiful. There we go. I don't think there's much point in running that further up this way. What I'll do is let's just trim that back a little bit more and we'll... Come on. Come on. Trim it back even more and try it now. There we go. Let's just get that little path going. So at least there's a number of extra paths to work on. Get it done. And we'll get our Zacto crews to come and make some effort over here. So that last section is still underway. Now, we had a heating problem. So let's just double check. This might be in a location where we don't actually have heating. Yes, correct. We don't have heating over here, so that's fine. What's the status over here? Oh, that's looking good. That's looking okay. It's coming up more. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, perfect. So I don't have to worry too much about the heating. Our money is looking much better as well now, so that's awesome too. Okay, so that gives us a little bit to go on. I do hope we finish off all of this stuff here. Oh, that's the last section. Who's building this? Zacto is... Oh, not all of Zacto, actually. Let's make sure all of them are actually involved there so we can get those last sections built. Yeah, our last sections of utilities is pretty good. I could have probably ran these power cables a little neater, but to be honest, that's probably okay. I think we've run the trunk routes fairly neatly, so that's good. That's good. Let's get out of here. How did we go with... Is that electrified? Okay, hang on. Let's see. What is our trains doing at the moment? This section needs to be built. And this is electrified all the way up to there. And these guys are bringing electrification in all the way to there. So there's going to be a little bit of a section here that still needs electrification. And then we can make a start into that direction. But we do want to get that crossover done first. So let me quickly get these guys and assign them to that crossover. And if I look at it, they're absolutely doing nothing yet again. They need a lot of babysitting, these guys. So let's assign these two ASAP. They should have finished off that section there. Excellent. And what we may do is we may assign... Well, actually, the guys are coming from the other side. So we may assign them to make a bit of a start over here. So let's get back into action on some construction over here. But yeah, we may find that we run into problems with our construction crews. So there's some signals over there. I believe we've got some signals on the other side here. So yeah, they'll go through turns to get that done. We are not getting a lot of this plowed, but these roads at least are fairly well plowed. This section here is not getting a lot of action. But that's about it, really. Okay, now what I wanted to do quickly as we end the episode, there's still a bit of time left. I'm now pumping station in Warstock. That should really see there should be someone on the way. Hopefully it's not too far to travel. I don't think so. It's coming from here. Yeah, it should be okay. Should be okay. Oh, I forgot that I actually need to do the rest of this as well. Let's get Kaoski to come and work on the rest of this for us. Thank you. Get that going. Now, one thing that I did want to do here is this built. We do actually have workers on site. And what was that? Can you believe it? It didn't make it. So we are running into a lot more of this kind of problems. Here it comes. Absolutely crazy. Oh, and that's a pumping station of all things. Can we get moderate onto this, please? Moderate and maybe even moderate air to come here and do this ASAP. And this is a bit of a priority for us. So we will... Oh, actually, it's a high priority. It's not a medium priority. We just need to get that built. These guys could have made it here. So I'm a little perplexed as to why it sends something that's not going to make it. And then that helicopter didn't come over. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Maybe next time we could sort that out a little bit better. But anyway, that's okay. It is what it is. This thing's built, actually. So what I wanted to do is say, instead of loading over there, you can come and load over here instead, and then we'll clean that one out, really. So now these guys will load, and this will be much quicker, I think. I think this will be much quicker. So you guys don't need to go and load over there anymore. So hopefully the next guy that comes back will have better luck. Yeah, I mean, we are... Is this built? Yeah, this is built. So we don't have any workers coming in here yet, but that's at least built. So we're ready to go. If we can load more workers out this way, we should be able to, we should be fine. We are maintaining fairly good health and happiness, so that's okay. Now, coming over here, this is... Are we getting a mechanism? Yes, we are. Can't actually see it. Oh, there it is. Oh, we are waiting asphalt. Here comes workers. Excellent. And asphalt. So see, this is where it's super excellent. Look at how quickly we can get a piece of infrastructure like this built. I like that. So that's where the helicopters really work. So you don't want to mess up with the helicopters all the time, but something like this where you kind of need it to make sure that you can get your crews on the other side is probably pretty good. So let's that should be done in no time, to be honest. Now I wanted to actually switch this on so that we can have a bit of a look. So let's smooth this out over here a little bit. Okay. Actually, and even there, let's try and smooth it up to the very edge there. Yeah, this is the kind of thing that I'm keen on. So it kind of looks a little bit more natural. Look, it's not super natural, but it looks a little bit more natural. And then what I'm kind of tempted to do here is let's see about hugging this contour, and we may be able to kind of hug the upper contour here. If we do something like that, that's a fairly natural curve there. It's a little tight, but it's a fairly natural curve. And then what we'll do is we'll kind of hug the contour around here. And so if we now come to ground level, yeah, you can see it's pretty cool. And then that's a long bridge out that way. So that's kind of the idea. Now, what I want to do with this rail connection is somehow make it through here and through there and tie it back up on this side somewhere, right? That's kind of the plan in this location, but it needs to do a few bits and pieces on the way there. So I'm tempted to, this should be a fairly mild drop if we do this kind of as straight as this. Let's bring it back a little bit more. Where are we kind of heading is what I'm looking at. Oh, a train is waiting too long. Let's just have a look at that for a second. Yeah, that is not unexpected. They are waiting turns. So that's okay. I'm not too fussed by that. This should be done now, right? Oh, we're still waiting on getting those done. These guys should be very close. Well, they're still pretty slow on that, actually. So that's still underway. That's okay. I don't mind them waiting over there. Now, this is this going uphill? No, this is a fairly minor downslope here. But now it will get aggressive from here. And I'm kind of tempted to run it through here somewhere. Yeah, if we can hug there. Not sure, but maybe if we hug this section through here and then we run down there, yeah, maybe something like that is about reasonable. So let's see about this. If we do something like this, this may have to be a placeholder. It's because I don't think we're gonna. Oh, yeah, somehow I don't think that's going to work, but we won't be able to go down there either. But maybe, is this what we're looking at? I don't know if if any of these things will work. Oh, actually, if we do that and we run it down there, okay, that's fine. I'm going to do something like that. I'm not opposed to that. And around there. Oh, come on. Okay, let's have a quick look here. I think this is way too steep, though. Yeah, no, it is. That's too steep. It needs to be better than that. Once it's on this side, though, I think through here is okay. Well, actually, up here might be a little bit of a challenge, too. So what side is this? That side there. Let's see about... Where are we tying it in? Over here. So we'll have to have a bit of a look to see if that does, in fact, work for us. I think this side is okay. Yeah. It is a little bit of steep. Preferably, you wouldn't do that with a train. But this one is too extreme. And then similarly... We want to do... Want to go up here, and I'm not too sure that is reasonable. But let's keep an eye on that. Come back. Do that again, and now we have... Hang on, let's just have a look. We've got some stuff here that we're interested in. Let's just have a look. Bauxite. Oh, we're right on top of it, actually. It's right over here. I'm kind of tempted. I might trim this back and just make a little bit further and go down here instead. If we're going to go down there somewhere. Should have a bit of room here for the bauxite. Okay, so let's trim these back a little bit. Let's close this one down. And just trim this back a little bit. Oh, yeah, that's the end of winter, which I'm glad to see. And let's find this thing here. There we go. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. And ultimately, we'll have to find a way to kind of go across there and connect it on the other side. That's okay. Let's just have a quick look at this. From this angle, it's not too bad, but I think coming up the hill will be completely... actually, it's looks less problematic than what we're doing over here. This section has to be redone at some point. So we will, once we get the guys to come across, we'll do that. Our bridge should now be done. And these roads are still underway. And this bridge is now done. So we can, in fact, get the crews to come across this way. That's no problem. This construction is underway. So hopefully we'll get that sorted a little bit quicker. Got some heating problems and things and the likes. And there we go. That's fine. Now, we had some issues with this. And I also think... Oh, yeah. Before we get too distracted... I'm kind of tempted to move the guys over this way, over here. So let me see if I grab the... Here's the depots. The depots over there. I should have one free depot. Perfect. So if I grab one free depot and I move it here, and I'll put the other one in... Why? Oh, we can't build more than... Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I just want to move these guys a little closer. So let's move these guys in first. And then once they're done, we can move that. And what I want to do is we probably need one more bridge to this side as well. And we may have a look at something like trolleys and stuff like that in the future here too. But this town, I think it's not going to be a massive... It's definitely not going to be a massive... It's not going to be a massive bridge, I think, and a massive town, but we've got a bit of room. But so the two things that we do need to do from a rail perspective is get a rail platform, probably in the middle of the town somewhere. So the one thing we can have a look at is if we go a rail station for citizens. I'll probably do the biggest one, to be honest, just because it looks nice as well. But maybe one of these others, train... and bus platforms, right? Yeah, but the problem is it only has the two spots there, and that's kind of I'm a little bit against that. These are a little bit bigger, and maybe that's actually what you want to do. And it's actually quite nice because it is a terminal station. Actually, that'll be really cool if we can get that into center of town somewhere. So if we say center of town is going to be here. Okay, so if we say that's going to be the center of town, right? It seems reasonable to be the center of town. And then what you would want to do is you then also need to bear in mind that you would like to do some unloading at least for cargo. So if we have a look at that, our options are so we could do a little something up here for cargo. Okay, so something like this, I'm hoping is okay. So if we do that, that's kind of our, and now if we look at our rail connection, I'm kind of comfortable with getting a rail connection out this way. Now, what we will need to do is do a little something like this. Okay, like so and like so. And then what we'll need to do is run it around down here. Needs to go into town, of course. And we would also need to make sure that we can, in fact, tie it in on this side. And that seems fairly comfortable there. Excellent. That looks pretty good. Not the best intersection there. And it is, yeah, I think that's pretty good, actually. Right there. Now, what we will need to do is have a look at how we're going to tie off here. So this might be becoming a little bit problematic. Let's run into town first. So if we're running into town like that, yeah, let's just do this. We'll try and keep our activities pretty close together here. Or does this go straight through? No, it doesn't. I thought it's a terminal station. So really the idea is it needs to, actually we need to come in from the other side. So let's get rid of all of that. And what we'll do is we'll bring that into the center. There we go. I think that's going to look much nicer ultimately. We'll do something like this. I don't quite know what we're going to do here yet. I might move this a little bit. And then from here, of course, what we want to do is we want to do a pretty natural little tie-in. Yeah, so we'll do something like that. And then we'll do a pretty natural tie-in over here. And then on the other side, we'll do our crossovers. And now that means that should be able to get people in and out of this fairly easily. Now, we don't have an end station, which is somewhat problematic. So we could do that, but I think we'll be okay without an end station. That's okay. What I'd rather have a look at is how we better utilize this space. So let's quickly demolish this guy. I'm going to go back at moving it into a shape like this instead. We don't have anything to kind of work on it with. So let's get our rail cargo station. Yeah, so something like this seems a lot better to me. Be able to make that work quite comfortably. And now what we can do is we can run that out like so. So the question is that enough room? Oh, and you know what we're missing? Oh, okay, hang on. I'm going to do a little bit more work here. we're almost at the end of this episode. I'm just going to trim this back. So we may have to let's put a loop in. Let's see about a loop, because what we'll also need to do, drop off over here. I don't necessarily think we need to bring gravel in. Coal won't need to be here. Gravel won't need to be here. But what we may have to do, unless we do it over here, if we actually bring in... If we actually bring... We might even be able to build some stuff on the other side here, to be honest. So we might be able to build some of our stuff on the other side as long as we have appropriate crossings. Yeah, that's something that could actually work. So we might be able to make the town in that location. In which case, do we actually need this, is my question. Can we instead use this line that's already here and drop off our goods and cargo and the likes? I think that might be a better option for us. So let's park this idea a little bit. And then we'll start planning our city around this. So that's getting you up and down in there. So it's a bit of a convoluted little route to get around this way, but it should still be fine. And we should be able to get our workers out over here. It is actually quite ironic in the sense that it's so close, but the train has to go all the way around. But we need enormous amounts of workers to come in into this area. So... and it'll loop around back. So loop in through there and loop around back this way. And we'll just bring enormous amounts of workers in that way. Workers will also have to go into the bauxite mines on this side. So yeah, this area might become actually quite big. But I think having it pretty central there gives us the option to fair distances here. Let's have a quick look. If I have a quick look at the measurements from this location. So if I say from there to there, that's 500 meters. Let's bring it back to, yeah, that about does it. So about all the way to that contour there. Okay, let's actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and indicate what our distances are around the station. Now let's try the station distance here to there. Sorry, here to there. Oh, yeah. It can go even further than that. Up to about that spot there. Okay, beautiful. So let's run that guy in there. Probably a bit further up here, actually. I think that's going to be... about right. All the way over there. So I think that is roughly our and I'll just clear this section out because this is a bit confusing. Roughly about there, right? That's roughly going to be our radius for the town. So we'll have a look to see about maximizing that. Let's clear this out again and let's just measure on this side. So if we measure from there to there, we'll probably get a little bit closer there. And if we move this guy, yeah, so that's probably about right, actually. Yeah, so this one needs to move out a little bit over here, but I think that's about right. Oh, this is a little bit far. Oh, no, hang on. We of course have the ability to measure it from this side, in which case it is doing a reasonable job and should actually be a little further away. But anyway, that gives us a good idea of where we can actually build the city. So, and we can obviously extend the city outwards even further. And we may not need all of this heating facilities in this location. If the town is only going to be about this big. But I think that's going to be quite interesting. And so the question is really how we're going to deal with crossing the highway. And I do like the idea of having that problem. So I think as a starting point, we need another connection over here. And then maybe just like a right in, right out, maybe even an intersection over here. But we certainly need a way for pedestrians to cross here. So we might go underpasses or bridges or something like that. But I'm kind of thinking our distribution drop-off could potentially be somewhere over here or somewhere over there, but I don't necessarily want it to run through there. We have this area but I don't want, this is where we're going to pick up steel, so I don't want to use the same one. So we may do something slightly different here and see about maybe getting an extra line through here, or even just doing it in here and having it loop around on that side. So it's get in, loop around, and loop out, back out again. That might be a good idea. We might even do extra train platforms as well to do that. But ultimately, that's kind of the idea. But we will need multiple road and kind of road access over to the other side. So guys, I'm going to leave it there. There's a bit of planning going on. Let's go quickly fly back over to our various areas. We've got tons of coal ready to go now, even though these guys should now be constantly running coal. So let's just see, is this number coming back up? Oh, it's looking a little bit better. This is looking not much better, much better. Let's drop the, not underground. Oh, actually, underground might make sense. Is all of this built? Guys, in the next episode, you know what we're going to do? We're going to lay out this town. Not that one. Let's go down there. Look at that. We've got power. It's already fully utilized. Love it. That one too? How? That is crazy. There's not enough power on that. What's using all of the power? Is this thing using the power? 1.8. Oh man. We need tons more. At least there's plenty of heating capacity available. And it is full? Let's see. Oh, yeah, it's still this guy. Okay, so the heating is already in effect here. This guy needs power. Ooh, it doesn't have power? Ooh, this is not built? Ooh. Why? I cannot believe I miss out on getting stuff like this built. Get that built, please. That's good. We've got power over here. We'll move that through. But yeah, unfortunately, I think this guy is going to struggle with the power throughput over here. But anyway, that's okay. In the next episode, what we'll do is we'll start planning things out over here. Ooh, this thing's built. Does everybody have what they need? Sport is a little bit of a problem. It's not too bad. People are pretty happy. Similarly over here. So that should be good. That's probably giving us a fair bit more of extra workers over there as well. They should have easy access to everything they need at the store over here. So yeah, we really do need to now start planning how ExactChaos expands into this area. And then I'm really starting to get a little bit ready for the metro. Oh, look at this. And these guys are ready to go. Look at that. When the motherland calls. Look at this view over ExactChaos. It's wide open spaces. That's going to be the thumbnail. And we've got this little guy over here as well to indicate that it's all of our workers, hard workers, that has created this awesome city for us and this awesome nation. That's good. That's good. That's very good. Excellent. That is, I'm having fun. I'm having a lot of fun. It's looking really good. Progress isn't, super quick, but yeah, I do need to get us into our appropriate steel facilities over here. That's really what we're after. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.